I help everyone from children to CEOs unleash their potential to optimize performance. As you know, my TEDx program is on brain fitness for kids, cloning the DNA of Einstein. And that truly is my passion. But for over 40 years, I've worked with national associations doing motivational, inspirational keynotes, and also doing consulting with corporations, including many, many Fortune 500 companies, helping them with change, conflict management, employee engagement, sales, innovation, and dealing with difficult people, as well as stress management. So really do both. I have a psychotherapy background, and therefore all of my programs, I integrate brain-based performance methods, engaging a deeper level of mind to not just talk about change, but to make change happen. A lot of the work was with associations at their national conferences. I was just telling someone yesterday that I remember when it was in Chicago, actually, Rocky, I spoke at the McCormick Place for the National Association of Realtors and got 10s on a 5-point scale. That's good. And I remember when I did SC Johnson, and I will say, I kind of get hired for me. The word people use all the time really comes down to, they just talk about my energy. And I just remember SC Johnson saying, Edie, you make the difference. And so, and I do know a speakers bureau said, usually if people, corporations or meeting planners will ask for a topic, but they would just ask for me. They didn't care what I spoke about. They just wanted me. So I guess I'm my own magic. I'm not patting myself on the back, but that is honestly the feedback I get all the time. And then with my children's program, the best value is, this is very, I love this. They were using my I Believe I Can Fly program, and I give the neuroscience and psychology of it in my TEDx talk, which is the brain fitness for kids. And one dad said to his 4-year-old, noticed dramatic, explosive change in his confidence and said, what did your mom do to you? The kid said, it wasn't mom, it was Miss Edie. And on her CD, she said, and the mom said, we played one audio, which is 5 minutes, one time, and there was a dramatic change in the child's self-esteem and confidence. That's pretty good, 5 minutes.
That's a great story. Thanks so much, Edie. So I'm curious who your ideal client or connection or contact would be.
Because, and I do remember SC Johnson saying you have a wide breadth of experience, and I do. And I'm at an age where I better have a lot of experience and know what I'm doing. But so it's very diverse. So for the corporate world, I really am used to doing more of the associations and big events, of which there are none right now, at least not live. And corporations, I have worked more with the Oscar Mayer, JCPenney, Kimberly Clark, General Motors. I have not done as much with medium, middle, smaller businesses, but that doesn't mean I can't. So I would say that would be an ideal client, but also with my children's program. And before I leave this earth, I am going to change the way the world thinks one child at a time. And I believe I can fly. It does it. It honestly does. It's so powerful. And the ideal client there is anybody who cares about kids. Any parent, grandparent, community group. I've spoken at national conferences for the YMCA, community organizations, after-school programs, homeschooling people, mothers, dads, you name it. Anybody who cares about a kid. It could be your niece or nephew. I can promise you, if they use it, it will. What it does is it wires kids for health, happiness, and success. At the right time. It gives kids the right message in the right way for right thinking. And you know, as a psychotherapist, Rocky, for over 40 years, I do nothing but unwire and rewire people because they're messed up. And that was the motivation for creating this program. Rather than undoing and redoing, this program gets it, you know, a mindset in children at the right time so that even if they have parents that aren't very good parents that are on crack cocaine, they still have a chance of being president of the United States. And that is true because these messages, when they are rooted in the mind, can actually override a bad cultural or environmental experience. How's that? That's powerful.
Well, thanks so much, Edie, and I respect and honor what you do. So I'm curious if somebody wanted to reach out and connect with you. What's the best way to reach you?
You know, I have several websites. If it's more for speaking, doing a keynote or corporate training consulting, I would go to edierather.com, EDIERAETHER.com. If they're more interested, I do a lot of brain training. In fact, I'm talking to the Carolina Panthers. So a lot of what I do with the mind and visualization and so forth is also applicable to sports. I've done golf outings and want to do more with some of the college basketball teams. I'm in North Carolina, and trust me, we've got a lot of them. And so that site would be braintrainer.expert. And then if you have connections with groups that care about kids, basically 3 to 9, then go to wingsforwishes.com, and you can see my TEDx talk right there. And I've also pitched it on Shark Tank. What I want to do is eventually become the Mrs. Rogers. You know, Mr. Rogers, I want to have an online program or TV program as such. And, you know, there's other phases. I want to work with tweens and then teens. So it's one step at a time. I also want to, you know, get puppets going. And I want to do an interactive video. And I did audition for Shark Tank, but I have to have more of the sales record. And then I want them to help. It's pretty expensive to do some of the video games and interactive video. And that's where I want Shark Tank to get involved. So hopefully I can make that happen. And, you know, the way I distinguish myself, Rocky, in the corporate world, I studied with the father of psychodrama. I do a lot of role playing, and I do it well. A lot of people, I do it well. And so I make the programs more relevant. They aren't just blah, blah, blah. That does not work. So I focus a lot on interactive experiential learning. And I'm certified in Herman brain dominance, obviously. How we're wired has so much to do with how we should communicate, whether it's sales, leadership, or life. And then there's another program I'm certified in, and I honestly think it's the best thing since sliced bread. It's based on tension management, of where, at what level of tension. If you must know the psychology of flow, because the author of the Psychology of Flow is at the University of Chicago for most of his life, as you may know. And it incorporates that. It incorporates the Enneagrams, the Myers-Briggs, the DISC. This guy is so brilliant. And so everything on making change happen is based on a level of tension. Look at how much you get done the last minute. If you got to get something in the mail at 5, isn't it amazing what you can do in 15 minutes? And so we optimize people's performance and motivate change by really managing their tension levels. If their tension is too high and they're stressed out, they're going to make some bad decisions, and you're going to have OSHA after you in a lawsuit. And if people are too out-grid, O.J. Simpson was out-grid. They're above the law. They're going to get you in trouble. If people have no challenge left in a job, they're going to go down. The tension is so low because they're so capable and able, but there's no challenge. They go into apathy. So hiring the right people, knowing where you sell best, knowing where people buy, it is all about managing tension. And to tell you the truth, I didn't invent the program, but I love it because it's light years ahead of anything else I've seen in over 45 years of training. It's good.
Wow, Edie, thank you so much for that. And I'm sure a lot of people would like to be able to connect, and I honor and respect the value that you bring to children, to adults, and families, and of course businesses. I'm wondering if you could share a little bit about what your experience has been with Peers on Demand.
It's been great. Sometimes, some of the people that are just real focused on business, I'm kind of more of the Renaissance woman, but it's expanded my understanding, certainly of the business world, and just the people that you meet. I think you know that I've been talking, for example, with John Kennedy to do the brain training. We really complement each other, so we just got to keep moving that forward. So I think it serves not only for what we learn and how we grow, but also the people that we meet and network with on Peers on Demand, because it's just a community of resources that we can tap into.